Welcome to our live webinar.
Yes. Welcome. Okay. So I think we're good. Okay, welcome. With me today is Cindy Rain-Zima of Hamilton Horizons and myself, Lori of TitleKeyCash.com. And we're going to present today the 3 most effective strategies for getting the best deal on your vehicle financing. So the first is, well, there's welcome. And I'm forgetting to do my slides. We have to tell you too that this is new technology and we're completely live, so there probably will be a few problems, but we'll work through it. So today, the first is your lending score, how all your numbers add up, refinancing your loan, and getting pre-approved before you shop. So you want to know your numbers. It's important that you know where you stand so you can make an informed decision about your financing options. And knowledge is power. You want to know about yourself. You don't want to ask. You want to have the knowledge of your numbers before you start. So the first up is your credit. And this score is a mathematical prediction of your ability to pay your debts. And this number will be a factor on determining your finance rate. It'll affect the term of your loan, how long you can extend the time to pay. And a so-so score doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get financed.
That's right. At Hamilton Horizons, we work with different credit scores. We call justifiably colorful credit. Credit scores actually range from 350 to 850, which is the best score. The average credit score for people is actually around 608. So you can check your score on Credit Karma before you actually ever start trying to buy a car. Dealers could use a different score. They actually work off of different scores. We use the Experian consumer credit score here, but there's different systems for different types of credit. So credit card systems are different versus car dealers. So this score might be a little bit different. It shouldn't be a lot different.
Yeah, that's good to know. So that will make a big impact. And then the next number that will make a contribution to your loan capabilities is the debt to income ratio, and which is a measure of your ability to pay a lender back by your debt versus your income. So say you have high debt and low income, you're going to get less attractive terms. Or if you have high income and low debt, you're going to get more competitive terms. Don't you agree? Yeah.
Yeah. And so how does it work? You want me to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You add up all of your monthly recurring debts. So that would be your mortgage or your rent, your property taxes, utilities, your credit card bills, and your car payment. And you divide them by your gross monthly income. That percentage becomes your debt to income ratio. And that debt to income ratio, the best thing to do is to go online and look for a debt to income ratio calculator, and that'll help you come up with that.
And usually the standard is 43%, but
with credit unions, we're a little more liberal on that. We actually use a 50% debt to income ratio. You could be approved for a loan with a debt to income ratio even higher than 50% sometimes, depending on how your credit score is. If you pay, if you pay well, one of the things that determines your credit score itself is your consistency paying. So if you have a very good credit score and you have a high debt to income ratio, you may actually be able to get a better rate, or, because your score is higher, you may actually be able to get a higher amount. So it really depends on how you've been paying all of your overall picture, not just your debt to income or your credit score. It's all of those things. So
that's good to know. I didn't know that. And okay, so moving on to your budget, you've got to tell your money where to go or it will leave. So now that you have a better picture of where you are financially, you can see how much you can afford and set aside for monthly payments and expenses like maintenance, insurance, and gas. And now your monthly payments, the length of the loan will affect the monthly payment.
One of the things, Lori, too, which is really important when you're looking at your car, when you're looking at cars, to budget for your maintenance. We were talking about this. Every car is going to require tires and brakes. They wear out on all cars. Oil changes have to be done regularly to keep your car up and in good working condition. So one of the things when you're looking at a car and you're looking at what you want to pay for a car, make sure you're budgeting those things in as well, not just the monthly payment itself. So yes, the length of the loan does determine how much the monthly payment is going to be. When you're looking at your car loan, you should be looking to shop by rate, not by payment amount. When you go to a car dealer, they can extend that loan out to 84 months, sometimes longer. So if you need a lower payment, yes, they'll extend that loan out and it'll lower the payment. But the problem is your car could run into mechanical issues before the loan's paid off. So, it's tough. It's tough to do that.
Into consideration.
Yeah, you have to take it into consideration. Exactly.
And then another way to pay it down faster, you would want a shorter length, which would give you a better rate, but a higher monthly payment.
Exactly. So, and it depends on what you can afford to pay. So.
And then for the lower monthly payment, it would be longer, like Cindy said, but at a higher rate. So in the end, you'd be paying a lot more in fees.
Interest
than you would if it were shorter.
Right.
But you'll get the payment that you want if you want it lower.
Yeah. One of the things you can do, and this is you can, and honestly, with our rates, they're not that much different. If you have decent credit, your rate difference is not going to be that much difference between a 36-month loan, a 48-month loan, or a 60-month loan. You could go for a 60-month car loan, and pay more. You can actually prepay your loan. And so you could pay it off sooner if you have the money, but you wouldn't strap yourself on a monthly payment saying, I have to make that payment. So instead of having to pay $500 a month, if your payment's $300, you could pay it. If you have extra money that month, you can always pay it ahead of time. So you can always do prepayments on those, but you don't have to.
Well, that's a good option too.
Yeah.
And then the key part of good financing, the deal is the down payment. So determining the right amount of cash to put down can help you get a deal that will work for your budget and your payment options. So the options are you can have zero down, which is usually those with excellent credit and higher monthly payment and higher finance charges.
Yeah. You don't want to overextend yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it too. If having a good down payment, that helps you get equity in your car right up front, which is not a bad thing to have.
Now, for new cars, do you require a higher payment down?
We don't actually require a down payment for most people. Depending on the situation at the credit union, most people qualify for 100% financing on a new car, and that includes the tax and tags. So we don't have a requirement for a down payment from anybody.
Okay.
As people's credit gets a little more questionable, we may not extend the loan as long. So if you have decent credit, we'll do a loan up to 84 months. So if it's over $30,000, you can go 84 months if you have a credit. And as your credit tiers go down, your credit scores go down, it may not be quite as long. But we work with people. We'll talk to anybody. Our lending manager, Tom Coleman, is awesome to work with. We talk to people and hear their stories. We know what they're going through. And we understand that people go through problems. You may have gone through a divorce. You may have had an issue where somebody had a job loss in the family. And, everybody goes through those things. And we understand. We're people too. A lot of people hear of the current principle. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think we have a glitch here. Let me just share my screen again. Okay, well, we can keep talking. I can't get my screen share. So maybe we can talk about, because they can hear us, I think. They just can't see our slides.
Can you guys still hear us?
We can hear but not see.
Okay. No, we've got somebody with sound.
Well, this is what happens.
Let's talk about a little bit about the putting down a substantial but conservative amount of a down payment. One of the things that does is it gives you equity in your car, and it can get you a lower payment.
Yeah.
And it'll get your loan paid off a little bit sooner. So that can help you. There are loan calculators out there that will help you play with the numbers that what will work for your budget. And Lori is continuing to work with the screen. There's a loan calculator that Lori has that's on one of the sites online. We also have a loan calculator that's on our website, which is hamiltonhorizons.org. So if you want to go out there and play with it, you can call our office and we'll help you through that process as well. If you put a large down payment on your car loan, you can take a much shorter term, which also gets you a lower rate, or you can take it and get you lower payments as well. So you can use your trade-in of your current vehicle, and that'll also lower the amount you have to put down. One of the things that happens when you do a trade-in as well is it lowers the amount of tax that you have to pay on the car when you purchase the new car. So that helps as well. One of the things you want to make sure is that you don't get what's called upside down on your car loan, which means that you would owe more on the car than the car is worth when you go to get a new car later. And that's always seems to be a problem nowadays, because when you go to a car dealer, their main thing is to sell you a car. They don't really care if the car's value is not there anymore. And a lot of times they'll try to flip you into a new car, and your old car doesn't really have any value left in it. And they will roll your old loan into a new loan. You're turning out with a loan that's worth, that the loan is much higher than the value of your new car, and you may never get caught up, and it makes it really difficult. So you may end up with financing that you may have $40,000 loan and the car's only worth $30,000, and you really don't want to be in that situation if you can help it.
Yeah, we hear you. Okay,
good.
So you can still hear us. Where'd we leave off?
We're up to the slide about refinancing. Okay, so if you know what your credit score is, and you can get that at creditkarma.com, your calculation, your percentage rate, would depend on your credit score. That was our question. What percentage rate should you use to calculate? One of the things you can do is, if you talk to the people here at the credit union, we do pre-approvals. We can actually tell you what rate you would be qualifying for. Right now, the rates are running around anywhere from 3.5 to like 5 for a credit. So depending on how your credit is, that's a good good range. Okay, so getting back into where we were in our presentation, the second strategy is refinancing.
Now, if you already have an auto loan and you feel it wasn't the best deal, you can refinance your loan and receive your monthly payments, maybe ease your budget. This is good for some people who maybe have improved their credit score or have a higher income and want to adjust their loan.
Right. You might already have a car loan with somebody else, another institution, or you went to the dealer, even if you just went over the weekend and you didn't feel like you were treated properly. You might have buyer's remorse. You purchased the car. We had a woman who came in this week. She had an 836 credit score, and the car dealer had given her an 8% loan. And I just mentioned those car rates. She qualified for a 3.25 rate here. This was about 3 years ago. She is just looking for a new car now, so she came back to us. That car dealer probably kept 2 to 3% of the 8% rate. She probably qualified for a 5% rate with a financial institution at the car dealer, and the car dealer kept that difference. So you have to be careful when you finance through the car dealer. You're not necessarily getting the best rate. So, that's one of those things where if you want to refinance through the credit union, you can apply online, or you can come in and talk to us, and we'll tell you. We're very transparent about what our rates are, and really we'll tell you what your credit score is, and we'll refinance 110% of the NADA retail value on a vehicle that's being refinanced from another lender, including the tax and tag, because we want to cover that tax and tags for you, and we'll pay off the other lender. You don't, even if you don't have the best credit, our rates are typically better. We don't want you to be, we're really a consumer organization, we're a membership organization, so we don't want you to be taken advantage of by dealers. And that's part of why we do what we do.
Yeah, and you don't want to sacrifice convenience for, losing all that money. So if you just do a little bit of extra legwork, you'll be able to get better rates.
Exactly,
and
Lori.
see what you qualify for.
A lot of times the dealers make it so easy for you to come in, and they send you back to the F&I guy, and I just call him the Jersey Devil. He's they're there just to make money, and they really do take advantage. We did have one young girl came in, and she knew something was wrong, and she came to us on a Monday morning, and basically her car loan was about $9,000 of what we call underwater. Her car was worth about $21,000, and she owed $30,000, and we really couldn't even help her at that point. It was too late.
Yeah. So, and another thing is when you go and buy a new car and you're underwater in your current car, that doesn't disappear. That money goes, they roll it in to your new purchase. So you're not getting out of anything. And now you're going to pay interest on that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's one of the reasons that we work with Lori at Title Key Cash, is because Lori can actually, she's an independent auto broker dealer. She can help you find a car that's been instead of going to a dealer, you go to the auction, and she can find a car that's in great shape, and she can help you find it and not pay the dealer retail price. That's best. It's the best part.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's one of the things that we do. We'll help you refinance the loan. You just have to, you can apply online or you can apply in person, and we'll help you refinance a loan from another lender. So,
and I'm sure that's going to help some people. And the final strategy is please get pre-approved before you shop. It's crucial to getting the best deal. Makes you feel good about it. You know that you're getting a good rate, and it's less stressful. It's not confusing. You're not wondering, and you don't feel like you got ripped off. So always get pre-approved before you start car shopping. And the advantage of this is that it gives you negotiating power, and it gets you your best rate. It builds confidence, and which gives you the power to get the best deal by being prepared.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we encourage people to come in and get pre-approved here, because we are transparent. We'll tell you what your score is. You'll know what your rate is. We'll tell you the amount you qualify to borrow right up front. You can build it into your budget. And when you go to the dealer, you tell the dealer it's a cash deal. That's one of those areas where the dealer makes money. They know that they're going to make money off your financing, and then they're going to try and negotiate because they make it on their trade-in, and then they make it on the retail price. You tell them right up front, this is the cash deal. I don't need you to, I don't need your financing. And it helps, in your negotiating position with the dealer. The dealer always takes that little percentage of the financing. And so this puts you in a better position. You get the power rather than the dealer in this case. So you can ask them, even if you take the rate that you get from the credit union and you go in there and they start telling you rates, you know that they're not going to be able to use that rate against you. You're going to have that power. You say, I'm getting a 3.99 rate at my credit union. They're not going to be able to use you like they did that poor woman with the 836 credit score that they gave an 8% rate to and say, oh, well, we're going to give you 8%. Isn't that wonderful? Well, you're not going to have to worry about that. So
I'm just trying to see. Yeah. Here we are. Now you can see how knowing all these numbers makes you a confident shopper, gets you the best deals, no buyer's remorse, and you want to enjoy your new car, know it's within your budget and your lifestyle, and you don't want to stress out about it. So if you follow these strategies, it will definitely get you the deal that you want.
Right.
and take out the stress of not knowing. So,
We want you to have no stress financing.
yeah. So you need to visit Cindy at Hamilton Horizons in Hamilton.
We're at 3535 Quaker Bridge Road, Suite 600. And you want to know your numbers. You want to know you can refinance. And the best thing is the pre-approval. And Lori is at TitleKeyCash.com. We want to thank you for spending some time with us today.
Yes, thank you.
We really
Even though
appreciate
we had a glitch
We had
here.
a glitch with our technology, but that's okay. We will get some stuff out to you guys. And the other thing is, if you are in the area, we are having an in-person seminar on April 13th here at the credit union, 6 p.m. It's called Take the Wheel and Get the Best Car Deal. And you can call us at 609-631-4300 to reserve your spot. We're going to have a free gift from
Yes,
Lori.
I'm going to be giving away a free gift for everybody who shows. So we hope to see you there. And it'll be here at this
It'll
location.
be here at the credit union, and we're going to actually have that seminar is going to focus on how the car dealers make money off of their car deals. So if you're really going to be purchasing a car, you're really getting into the nitty gritty of going to the dealer, we can help you make the best deal at the car dealership.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah, you
any other
definitely
questions?
should be here. And does anybody have questions? Great info, even without the pics. Thank you.
Thank you. And just don't hesitate to call us or contact us, and we'll be happy to help you out.
Stop in or call or find us on social media as well. I think both of us are on multiple channels. So
Yes.
reach out however it's most convenient for you. And we're going to try to get all these slides coordinated along with what we talked about. And we will put this up for replay so that you can watch it again with all the slides. So thanks a lot.
Yeah,
And
appreciate your time, guys.
look forward to more webinars on exciting vehicle topics. And we'll talk soon. Hope to see you at the live event next
April
month.
13th.